let's talk Jackson Dart. I have, through this whole process, I actually had Jackson Dart rated higher than Cam Ward. In fact, I had Jackson Dart as my number 1 rated quarterback in this draft. But I'm going to go with my guy, Jackson Dart. I understand he's not going to have a full season unless Brian Daboll changes his mind. Brian, or anybody that has access to Brian, if you're listening, do not start Russell Wilson. You cannot benefit at all. When Jackson Dart comes in, he is going to take the world by storm. Yes, this is another PB prediction. He is an instant winner. He has it. He has every single intangible needed to run an organization, a franchise, a team. And there's very few people, in my opinion, very few people, especially starting out, that could come in the New York market for the Giants or the Jets and be that guy. So Justin Fields over with the Jets, Jackson Dart, and Justin's been around a while. Jackson Dart with the Giants, that's the personality. They will embrace him. He will produce, and that roster has ability that play to his talents. I'm going to take Brian Daboll in his offensive genius, and what I believe Jackson Dart to be one of the greatest quarterback talents to come out of the draft in the last 10 years, folks. I said it. He'd be the best NFL rookie quarterback of this draft. I said it with Jaden Daniels. That streak's going to continue. Jackson Dart is my rookie of the year.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He's going to be better than Eli Manning. I'll put that out there, too. Jackson Dart's going to, barring injury, I have to qualify it always by saying that. Barring injury, he's a better quarterback than Eli Manning. Luke.
Hello.
In, buddy. Friday night lights. I got a whole bunch here. I'm going to give it a few minutes here and see if we can get some people to log on in. All right. So we're going to hold tight here for a couple before we get rolling. And give it a minute, maybe 90 seconds.
That clip, you stunned me with Eli Manning.
Yep.
Yeah, I didn't know you were going to take it there. But I'm all for the Eli Manning hate.
Yeah, I know you are.
I like him as a guy, though. I like him as what he does now. He's cool.
Yeah. We're going to have a late arriving crowd, maybe. We got nobody here as of yet. Come on, peoples. If anybody's seeing this, we're live and we're waiting for you. See if we can get some people in the room here. Give people a chance to come on in. All right, Luke, we're going to give it about 40 more seconds here.
All right.
All right, everybody, we're going to get started here, and I'm sure some people will come on in as we get going. We tried to hold off there a little bit, maybe people getting home from work, finishing up dinner, etc. So we're on week 54, and for the first time in our history, we have changed the show for this week. It is for this week only at this time, from Saturday mornings at 10 a.m., which is the normal time, to here at 7 o'clock on Friday night under the lights. Luke, welcome in. You got your fall colors on there, man. You're looking like it's a little bit of Halloween, but I'm guessing that might be a Tigers shirt.
Yes. Yes, sir.
Look at that. The Old English D.
Oh,
there we go. Welcome into the show. We're just, we've been giving it a couple of minutes here to get some more people in. Luke's got his Tiger gear on, and celebrating fall and Halloween at the same time. That's like three birds with one stone. Well, they got 8 o'clock start, I think.
Yeah, it's like 8:08 or something like that. 8:05 maybe.
Tarek Skubal, man, this is it. This is one game or go home. Welcome 1224 Threads. You are loyal. Appreciate the following. Share it with your friends. Let's get some friends in here. We've been having some good live turnouts. We don't have it yet so far. This is a new time for us, so we have really no idea what to expect. All right, Luke, we're going to skip the PB for 3 segment, and we're going to get right into the Lions and Chiefs. In my opinion, this is a top 5 game in team history. Literally, welcome in. Thank you for joining us. A top 5 game here, in my opinion, for the Lions in their history. This is the Chiefs on the road, Sunday Night Football. The Chiefs are going to come in pissed off, in my opinion, coming off the Jags loss on Monday night. I did a little bit of digging and a little bit of research. Since Patrick Mahomes has been with the Chiefs with Andy Reid, which is essentially the end of 17 season, 18, we're going to call it, 2018, 19, 2021, 23, and this year are the only, welcome in. This is the only times that the Kansas City Chiefs have lost back-to-back games. 5 times total in the history since Mahomes has come along. Obviously, they lost on Monday night, so you know that they don't want to do this again. That would mean it's twice this year that they would lose 2 in a row. The likelihood of that is slim. The Lions appear to be, you got 3 guys questionable. You got Branch, Joseph, and Decker, all questionable. Obviously, you have your regular Aleem McNeil is out, but you have 3 questionable guys. Luke, this is Kansas City is one of your favorite teams. You've made that pretty known. We got a lot of red going on this graphic too. I'm going to drop that down for now, and then I want you to share with our audience what your thoughts are on Lions Chiefs this week. I know where your heart's at, and I know where your mind's at.
Yeah,
give us your thoughts on the game.
My heart's in Detroit for sure. The Chiefs are a secondary for me. But going into this game, I know it's a huge game. I'm not in the same camp as you as far as it being a top 5 game ever. It is a big game, but when I'm looking at that, I'm looking at games that if you lose something. And if we lose Monday or Sunday night, it sucks, and it would be a huge win, but season's still alive. All the goals are still in reach, everything like that. So I think it's a huge game. It's a big spot for us to be. It's a spot that, and I think I know what you're saying when you say that. This is kind of a spot in a situation where 5 years ago we would have never thought we would be in. First of all, primetime Sunday Night Football. Second of all, versus Kansas City and have a chance at Arrowhead. Like, it's great to be here, and it's kind of like good to agree with you. It's like we're here to stay kind of type game, and that's a big deal. So I think it's bigger for the city than it is for, season goals, and all that's going to be still attainable, win or lose. But I want to see a win for sure.
Yeah. So for me, just to expand upon what I was just saying, is this is a process. This is a process and a progress win for the team. They've won there before. It's not like they haven't. They did it just a couple of years ago when they went 12-5. They opened up the season, and that's when you really knew things were shifting. That was before last year in the big run. but Kansas City is, they're, and I saw something snap the week before the Jags, and I had a feeling, and I told everybody in the live that I thought it was going to be a hell of a game. I thought it would be kind of nip and tuck back and forth. It's just really hard to lose 2 in a row, and at home, no, it's not the end of the season. That would put the Lions at 4-2, but with the schedule that they have, you got to stack as many wins as you can. And again, I just think welcome into the show. Thanks for joining us, guys. I appreciate it. We're looking forward to a great show and good to have you on our Friday night's first show. So I think this goes a long way in terms of team confidence and overall progress to once again send a message internally, and they believe it, but it still sends a message internally. It sends a message to the league. It doesn't matter where we play you. It doesn't matter if we're injured or not, and they appear to be a little bit more injured. And even if those 3 guys do play, they're going to be, kind of, nicked up. They're always nicked up. Football, it's every week that way. But Kansas City's going to come out loaded for bear Sunday night, national television, at home, Arrowhead at night. I'm not sure what the weather's going to be. I don't think it's going to be anything like 20 or 30, but it'd probably be, high 40s. I would guess somewhere in there. And that's Mahomes time. That's totally Mahomes time. But again, I say it all the time. The Lions can play you any way you want it. Shout out to Journey again. And it should be a hell of a game. So as you can see here, I have Nick Bolton, who I think is unbelievably underrated. Travis Kelce, I think he's already married, to be honest with you. Dude's like kind of in the weeds someplace. You got to go put a search party out for him. Xavier Worthy, I think he's one of the best young players in the NFL. Jones over here had to come out and basically acknowledge that he dogged it on that play where Trevor Lawrence fell down, got his foot stepped on, fell down again, and still scored, and he wasn't even moving. As the leader of that defense, not a good look. But Thornton over there on offense, obviously got Hollywood Brown. You still got Kelce, can still be dangerous. Worthy. Mahomes, I think he's trimmed up. He looks quicker. He looks sharper to me. And they're dangerous. And we may have to outscore them this game. Obviously, you have to outscore a team to win. Welcome into the show. Thanks for joining us. I think there's going to be a little bit of a high-scoring game, and you're going to have to outscore them in their building and control clock a little bit. Of course, take your shots when you have to. But this is shaping up to be just maybe the game of the weekend. I really think that there's a few of them actually. Like, where did it go here? Bills, Falcons, Bears, Commanders. There's some good games there. But this one I think might take the cake. So I'm looking forward to it. And this is a one pride thing, and let's get it done. Any other thoughts there on the Lions?
No, you covered it all, man. I think, Kansas City for sure is one of those teams kind of like us. They don't they don't get embarrassed, and they don't lose games that they're supposed to win. You know what I mean? They don't play down to their competition. So they're plays like the one you just described with Chris Jones. He's going to want to make an impact Sunday night, big time.
He's an emotional guy.
Yeah, scary guy to piss off. So it should be, no holds barred. These guys are gonna, go at it. We're a Dan Campbell-led football team, so that's all you got to say about intensity. And they have their own as well.
Be ready.
Yeah.
What are your thoughts on Tesla and how there's a delay to bring him in, but yet when he's in there, it's like points happen. What are your thoughts on that? I haven't even, probed you on that.
Yeah. He's exciting, and I just don't.
Why the delay? Why do you think the delay?
It could be a million things. I think they found what they want to do on offense, and he's not a part of it. Yeah. With Raymond and just how their process of getting down the field, like different personnels and kind of things like that. And he's just not a part of it yet. He could be, but they're very deep. They're loaded at every position, and it's a team that if you're not, you can't be mad if you're just getting a couple of reps a game. It's not like there's somebody that you can point to and say he should be over him, except maybe Raymond. But Raymond's been there for how long, and he knows the playbook like the back of his hand, and he makes plays too. So, you know,
It's
I'm not. I
interesting
don't
when
think
you
it's
have that much talent to get him some snaps
right.
and let him do what he can do. We think we know what he can do. He's shown what he could do in limited action. That's a great luxury, right? That's a great luxury to have somebody like that. And when he comes in, he's a touchdown machine.
Yeah.
But he's basically getting one target a game, maybe two.
Yeah, I mean, if you look back to Gibbs' rookie year, everyone was saying every week, get him the ball more. You know, he was lightning in a bottle, and we were just giving him a couple touches a game, and the fans were pissed. And it's kind of a similar thing to Tesla, where it's like we can, but we don't have to. We don't have to right now. So why mess with a good thing?
Right. Yep. So it's hard to argue at 4-1. You don't want to push anything and move things around. You don't want to fix what's not broke, right? It's not like somebody's really banged up or you needed, something fresh. So you keep rolling with what you got. All right. We're going to switch this over to Jackson Dart. The Giants fans are going insane. The Giants have been trending basically at one of the top 3 or 5 all day long since early this morning. And I'm going to replay it here in a minute when we're done talking about it for those who are logging on or who will be on by that time. Luke, we've talked long and hard about Jackson Dart. I am really curious, as a former, very, very talented and decorated quarterback, what are your thoughts overall of the first 3 games for him, and then kind of what we saw last night?
Yeah, I'm very impressed with how comfortable he is. Just this early in his career, the comfortability, the confidence, the poise, the moxie. Those are things that you could have saw in college, but often they don't translate.
Sorry about that. Go ahead.
They often don't translate to the NFL because there's so much more to mental part that you kind of slow down, but it's very impressive when people keep that up in that transition, and he hasn't lost that at all. And he's very, very exciting to watch. I never thought going from Eli Manning to Daniel Jones, I never thought the Giants would have a WWE-esque backfield thing that they got going on. And it's cool to see. It really is. It's not like them.
Yeah. So how about break down a little bit his game and what you saw and what you feel in terms of his pocket presence when he and here's something that I was vocal about on X today is little Jordan Humphrey, Wan'Dale Robinson, Theo Johnson. These are the guys he's got to throw to. There's no neighbors. Slayton, he's no big deal anyways, but he wasn't in the game. Look at what they did against the defending champs in Dude's 3rd game and Scadabo's third game. What do you make of that? What's the first thing that steps out that stands out to you when you think about those guys that I just mentioned?
Yeah, I think exactly everything that I just said. It's all about confidence at that point because they're not going to throw too much at him right now. It's not like he's got a Tom Brady, Drew Brees playbook or Matt Stafford playbook, so they're giving him things that he's confident and comfortable doing, and it shows. You can see him dropping back, and he knows where the pressure is. He's got a great pocket feel, and his escapability. You've covered it a lot. He can move, but there's a difference between somebody that can move and somebody that can maneuver in the pocket, and he's a natural at tucking back behind a blocker when another one breaks down and recreating the pocket, and he just looks comfortable and confident.
Yeah. Welcome to the show, guys. Thanks for joining. We're just getting started here. We talked about the Lions and Chiefs, and now we're on Jackson Dart and the Giants. So for me, I have kind of a pre-programmed take on this since March 12th. And for those who are joining us, maybe you've seen it, maybe you haven't. I'm going to pop it up on the screen. On March 12th, I said that Jackson Dart would be the best quarterback in the 2025 draft. Previous to the season, August 30th, Luke and I did a Rookie of the Year segment. And even though Dable at the time had said that Jackson Dart was starting, welcome to the show. I had said that Jackson Dart, regardless of the fact that he wasn't starting the year, was going to be my Rookie of the Year. And I'm going to go, welcome to the show. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to pop this up on the screen and you guys can listen for yourself. Let's talk Jackson Dart. I have, through this whole process, I actually had Jackson Dart rated higher than Cam Ward. In fact, I had Jackson Dart as my number 1 rated quarterback in this draft. But I'm going to go with my guy, Jackson Dart. I understand he's not going to have a full season unless Brian Dable changes his mind. Brian, or anybody that has access to Brian, if you're listening, do not start Russell Wilson. You cannot benefit at all. When Jackson Dart comes in, he is going to take the world by storm. Yes, this is another PB prediction. He is an instant winner. He has it. He has every single intangible needed to run an organization, a franchise, a team. And there's very few people, in my opinion, very few people, especially starting out, that could come in the New York market for the Giants or the Jets and be that guy. So Justin Fields over with the Jets, Jackson Dart, and Justin's been around a while. Jackson Dart with the Giants, that's the personality. They will embrace him. He will produce. And that roster has ability that play to his talents. I'm going to take Brian Dable in his offensive genius and what I believe Jackson Dart to be one of the greatest quarterback talents to come out of the draft in the last 10 years, folks. I said it. He'd be the best NFL rookie quarterback of this draft. I said it with Jaden Daniels. That streak's going to continue. Jackson Dart is my Rookie of the Year.
Yeah. Oh, man.
He's going to be better than Eli Manning. I'll put that out there, too. Jackson Dart's going to, barring injury, I have to qualify it always by saying that. Barring injury, he's a better quarterback than Eli Manning. So, I do a lot of digging and I do a lot of work and I do a lot of watching TV and games and evaluating to come up with something like that. And then I got this bold personality when it comes to sports where I go all the way out on the line like that. And that's the third big banger that's come through. First, it was Jaden Daniels. Then it was Shedeur Sanders and Jackson Dart. Now, kind of to a T. It's only 3 games in for him, but you could see it light up the whole city of New York, which is basically what I said, that is going to take the world by storm, take the NFL by storm. And, the Scatabo and by the way, if anybody didn't see Cam's post-game thing, it was cool what he did with Fitzpatrick. But the question that he was asked, and I can't recall the exact thing, but he said, we're not doing that here anymore. And it reminded me so much of what Dan Campbell said when they asked him at his introductory press conference about the same old Lions. He basically said, I don't want to hear that shit around here no more. So it was like Scatabo is a rookie, but is beyond his years, and Jackson's a rookie, and he's beyond his years, and he's going to save Dable's job. I really believe that. You almost want to, things happen for a reason, but you want to wonder if he would have heard my message, and it's like, why are you waiting 3 games? Why 5, 6, 4, whatever it was going to be? The inevitable was there. Nothing changed in those 3 weeks. All you did was delay it, and I said it. Don't go. It's not in that clip. It's in a different clip. Don't go 0-1, 0-2, 0-3, 1-3, 1-4, whatever the number was going to be, depending on how many games, and let him start with a fresh slate. Well, they didn't do that. Now he's making his own slate, and he's won 2 out of the first 3 games as a rookie, and he did it against the Super Bowl champs last week. So I think this is only the beginning of what you're going to see, and I'll just close on Jackson Dart with this. It was so impressive to watch him do that. And granted, Philadelphia is kind of like they got vertigo right now. They've got some of that hangover going. There's infighting going on with A.J. Brown, which is not a surprise. I actually put a graphic up yesterday that Devontae Smith, I think, is the better wide receiver of the two. Just more active, more patterns, the whole 9. There's a lot going on there, but you still got to beat the team, and they didn't just beat them. They dominated them. Philly really wasn't in the game very much. They got pushed around. And when you start seeing that, And defensively, they've got skills there, man. They got people there. So this is like New York has got to be going freaking crazy. I know they're going crazy, but this is not like like a one-off. This is what you can start. They're not going to dominate every game, but this is what you can start to expect for the New York Giants going forward. So when you play the Eagles twice a year, you play the Cowboys twice a year, you play the Commanders twice a year, they ain't going anywhere. They are not. They're only going to get better. Injuries aside, they're only going to get better. Put some more talent around that team. Obviously, Neighbors, that sucks. Can you imagine, Luke? If he was out there last night?
Yeah, I mean, he's one of the best in the league. But again, kind of like when we don't have Tesla, it's like you don't need him, apparently. But yeah, no, I hear what you're saying, and he's a weapon that you never want to see something like that happen to. But I will piggyback off what you were saying. Dart running the ball like that versus Philadelphia is stupid, but it's a mindset thing that shows like to go off what you're saying. That's not a one-time thing. That's a mentality. That's a identity. He's playing against Philadelphia as a rookie. He was at Ole Miss last year watching Philadelphia win a Super Bowl.
You said it was stupid that he was running? Is that what you said?
The way he's running is stupid, yeah.
The physical way.
Lunging his head forward and stuff.
Yeah, that has an end game. That has a big time end game.
Yeah, it's not smart. I'm not, saying that's a good thing, but I'm saying it shows an identity. No, yeah,
it shows an identity, but he's got to learn. You can't fault him for his excitement. Like he's like a kid in a candy store. And I knew that about him, which is why I made those predictions. I watched this guy and I said it. He played with so much passion. And when he kept on throwing the interceptions, he cares so much and he wants to impress, right? He's worked his whole life for this moment. And then you made me wait 3 games, and then he goes out of the game, and Russell Wilson basically drills the ball right into the turf. Did you see that?
I did. Yeah. I saw clips of it. I wasn't watching anymore.
So we've done videos on concussions and CTE, and folks, that's all up on our feed. Luke's had basically 30 concussions, he believes, and was only diagnosed with how many, Luke? 1 officially?
No, it was like 4.
Okay, officially diagnosed with 3 or 4, but believes he had 30 concussions as a player. And Luke was highly decorated. We're from Michigan. I'm in Florida now. Luke's in Michigan right now. But Luke was a all-state quarterback, 6'5", for the prestigious Warren De La Salle in Michigan, and top 15 all-time athlete from the school, one-time all-state in basketball, one-time all-state in football. And we had a segment on an episode about concussions and about what's going on in the NFL. And you saw that guy who went in the building and he started trying to shoot people. He did shoot people. He tried to get to the NFL's floor, and now the results came out that he had CTE. Is nothing to joke with. And so, Luke, what are your thoughts on what Daboll did last night with the doctors in the tent and all of that?
As far as being conservative?
No, he went into the tent, and he wanted, when Dart had to come out of the game. And he went into the tent. And he was bugging the doctor to get back in the game. What are your thoughts on that?
It's moments can be huge, like where you lose sight of certain things, like when you're like playing, like you actually have a chance to beat Philadelphia, and this guy's trying to keep his job, and that's a big highlight on the resume that they beat Philly this year. So maybe you lose sight of that a little bit. But yeah, I don't like it. I know. Just in this situation, I'll just keep it about this situation, is like Jackson Dart's the kind of guy that he doesn't need an extra push he's going to do everything he can to get back out there anyways. He doesn't need, authority figure advocating for him to get back in. He needs someone to say, wait a second, let's make sure you're good, So I didn't like it, but I understand it.
Yeah. And I do too. And never at that level, but I've been a coach before, and somebody's gotten banged up, and it's like it's a key moment in the game. It's emotional, it's intense. You want to know when your guy's coming back, but anytime it goes around the head, I mean, I completely changed as a coach, and I believe that way right now. In my opinion, he should be fined and suspended for 1 game. That's my opinion. I'm talking about Daboll. You can't go into the tent. You're the head coach. It never happens. That's why you have guys come up to you and tell you. And then he's giving shit to the doctor. He's walking in the tent. He wants answers. He's shaking his head. He's screaming in his mic. Chill, dude. We understand what the game meant, but he was holding his head on the ground. And I just have zero tolerance for that. That is not something to F with. And, Dart's throwing his body all over the freaking place. And it was a solid hit. He did not get hit square in the helmet, I didn't think. Okay, but he got shook where your head jars. And when your head jars, as we all know, it's a golf ball inside a jar, just like the movie Concussion, and it's moving. So whether it's his job or it's not his job, you do something wrong like that, you put the kid's life in jeopardy, career in jeopardy, just let him get cleared. If it's a play or it's 3 plays, 5 plays, it's okay. Even if it's a moment.
I had a question for you. Do you think, like we were just saying, him running the ball like that is kind of an identity, like read between the lines kind of thing? Do you think that Daboll acting like that shows a lot too? Like he's treating this like it's a must win. It's a Super Bowl.
Yeah.
Like that's kind of not a good thing. That's like he's not used to winning. He doesn't know how. I mean, what's that?
But with Daboll being so intense like that and Dart already being so
right,
ratcheted up. Yeah, it could have the
if that was Dan Campbell, he's not chasing him into the tent, and he's the most intense guy. It's almost like a fear of like the situation, like we have it and now it's falling apart. Like, don't we lose this?
I respect it. I totally respect it. I get the idea of it. And you know me, man. And for those of you watching, I was a maniac. And Luke will tell you, like I was total type A. I was a screamer, a yeller, very intense, Bruce Pearl type of sweating through my shirt a little bit. Like, I was in a suit and tie for every single game. So I get it. And I don't care who we were playing. Every game was a big game. And we were very, very good. And we were playing for basically a state championship. And we ended up going to that at our level. And so I totally get what he's trying to do. But when it comes to the head, everything changes in my eyes. So we'll see what happens, but that's nothing to screw with. All right, Luke, I didn't get your thoughts. Jason Whitlock had me on a show. They contacted me this past Monday, and wanted my input on Dillon Gabriel's performance because Jason found me and saw all of my Shedeur to the letter predicting since January 19th. I went on and I spoke about Dillon Gabriel and I spoke about Emari Demercado and the fumble before the goal line. I'm going to ask you your thoughts on both of those, much like Jason did for me. What were your thoughts on Dillon Gabriel in London against Minnesota and his overall performance?
I thought he looked really good. I saw you guys disagreed on it a little bit, and I wish I could spice it up here and disagree with you too, but I thought I was impressed. As much as talking as we've done about the Browns and I wouldn't say us, but just like the NFL consumers in general, all the conversation has been about Shedeur. It was nice to see Gabriel come out and kind of say, hey, like, I'm not a joke. I'm here. And I thought he looked good. He put him gave him a chance to win the game. Obviously, there's things to work on. It's a process, and his process has been significantly hindered by the presence of Shedeur and the media around the whole thing. And it sucks now that he's 2, because now watch, like, again on your show, I saw Whitlock saying they, intentionally stop talking about it on the broadcast. I'm eager to see what happens if, like, Gabriel throws a pick. Do they put the camera on Shedeur?
I love that, Jason, and he knows, right? I mean, he was Kansas City Star for many, many years, highly decorated journalist, and then his time on ESPN and Fox. So he's been around and he's seen that, and I agree with him. I thought that was a great point that I hadn't considered up until that moment. I totally agree with him. Somebody said something, shut it down. Don't be panning the camera on him. Don't be talking all about it. This is Dillon's game. Let it go. Now I agree with you. Now that he's 2 instead of 3, it changes things. Now they might still get the same message out, but it ratchets it up.
Where's that? Is it in Cleveland?
No, it's in Pittsburgh.
All right. Well, if you think, what I was getting at was the fans, whether they're there or not. Actually, they travel really well to Pittsburgh, but going forward, they Gabriel goes 3 and out, that he's getting booed, and that's just not a healthy situation for like the maturation process. So
Yeah, it's a lose. I don't like it. And I believe it's like I'm a massive Lions guy, and I talk more about the freaking Browns, and part of it is because of the prediction that I made. I'm so sick and tired of talking about it. It's that story that won't go away. As Jason said, it's the gift that keeps on giving, and dude's got such a big mouth, and he just keeps on becoming the topic of conversation. We're trying to build a show here. It's not really what I want to talk about, but it's kind of what we're forced to talk about. And if you're Dillon Gabriel and you go out like that, and you go in London, your first game, 9:30, different body clock, all that stuff, and you go perform, which I thought was very, very well. And then the first thing that's talked about on Monday is not him. It's not his performance. It's not the team's performance. It's Stefanski, you suck, and you cost us the game. And then it's Shedeur. Is he going to be 2? Is he going to be 3? Oh, my gosh, we're trading Joe Flacco. Oh, now what do we got? Are you even focusing on Pittsburgh? Why do you think Stefanski said – the reports came out from Ian Rappaport, I think, early in the week that he was going to be number 2. And then when Stefanski got asked at the presser, he basically put a stop to it and says, I'm going to take the week to think about it. What do you think? You've been so outspoken about it. What is your take? How do you think they're processing it in the organization?
This is something that we've been talking about since it started, and I don't know. I never know what they're doing over there because it's like it's Cleveland, and they do things that are just confusing. Like I don't know. If you asked me a couple months ago, I thought Kenny Pickett would be starting right now. Where is he even at? I don't even know.
You did say that.
I know.
You did say, why isn't he playing?
Like that's so far gone now that they're the Bailey Zappi now. Like it's just a circus, but. I don't know. I think. What are you asking me? Why would I push Shedeur at 2, or why did he do that?
No. So I'm asking you from an organizational standpoint. I put this out yesterday. I don't know if you saw the video. The Browns Bermuda Triangle. You see Haslam there at the top of the point. You see Stefanski and Barry at the bottom. I believe that there's an internal fight going on. I believe 100% that this was Jimmy Haslam's decision to draft him, and nobody else wanted Shedeur. And there's pressure from the top, and the owner's the owner. And I think there's pushback. And I think that they're going about this and they don't want him. When I say they, I don't think Stefanski and Barry wanted him, and I don't think they want him now. Like I did a cut today, a live shoot. It's like, if you can't even manage your own life and your own behavior, how could you go lead a team, a franchise, an organization, a city, a fan base, and part of the NFL badge as one of 32 jobs? So why do you think that Stefanski said what he said, kind of postponed it to later in the week, and then ended up at 2? Do you think that has to do with Deshaun Watson not being cleared? Or do you think it's because – what do you think?
I think he's on – well, okay, personally, I would say Gabriel just had, a decent – outing, a showing or whatever. Like, let's kind of not put all the focus on Shedeur right now. Would make the most sense, especially if they don't want to talk about it.
I got it. But why do you think he first said or it came out that Shedeur was going to 2 and Stefanski said, no, I need to see the rest of the week play out? Where do you think Deshaun Watson fits into all of this?
Possibly being, No,
cleared. Give us your opinion.
If Deshaun Watson was close to being cleared, then he would want to wait and then put Deshaun Watson at 2. But if he's, he didn't get cleared, now he can say.
Do you think that's why he waited?
I think so. Yeah,
I do too. And he didn't get cleared yet, and that's why he waited. Gave it a couple more, 2-3 more days to see if he got medically cleared by the team. Deshaun put something out yesterday that showed his workout. And, it's only a workout. I get it. But he looks good. He doesn't look like he has any restrictions. He's going through a lot of different footwork, a lot of different drills. Do you think when he gets cleared, he's coming back and he's going to be the third quarterback? Give it to us, Luke. Come on.
Personally, you're not going to like it. I think Deshaun Watson's the starter. I think he's the guy. I think you're spending so much money on him, and talent-wise, he's the most talented guy in that room. without a doubt. Whether what happened, whether he lost what he had or not, I don't know. We're gonna have to find out. But
Is that money making you feel that way, or is that truly talent?
that money's making me have to find out if it's truly talent, if that makes sense.
Yeah, it does. I said something. Did this guy need to finally get exposed with the massage stuff, then blow his Achilles out to have a lot of time to rethink his entire life, then get married and do recovery while he's doing all of this? He's 30 years old. In 2018, he led the NFL with 4,850 or so yards. He's looked horrible since he's been in Cleveland.
Yeah.
Does he, when he is medically cleared, in your opinion, does he go right to 1? And then what's the new depth chart? The minute he gets cleared, what's the depth chart, in your opinion?
I'm putting Deshaun at 1. Deshaun, yeah, I think we chatted about it, but Deshaun, Gabriel, Zappe, send Shedeur on his way.
Is that what you feel, or is that what you want?
That's what I would do. That's what I feel like would happen. That's what I feel like is a smart thing to do. Now, what if Gabriel kind of turns it up before Watson gets cleared?
That's exactly what I think is going to happen. It was a vanilla offense. People were hollering today that he's dropping back and he's throwing 4-yard passes. Well, that's normally what happens when a starter comes in. They're not running deep routes, and you're at the number one schematic, most blitzing schematic team with Brian Flores in Minnesota is he loves rookies. Give me a rookie. It's like blood and water. He's sending everybody. So you're not going to run like a 5-step drop and send, whoever, Jerry Jeudy on a, 50-yard out and up
move and stuff. Yeah. Yeah.
But now you're playing the Steelers is a little bit similar, and you're playing, against TJ Watt on the road at Pittsburgh. It is going to be somewhat similar. It's not an easy game. I know that's not Minnesota's defense necessarily right now. They're a little bit off, but I don't know if he's going to be dropping back and throwing 30, 40-yard bombs either.
People are goofy with that. That's not how you win games. Like, that's not what that. I think Mahomes made people fall in love. When Mahomes and Tyreek Hill made people fall in love with that. And like now it's, I mean, those little 5-yard routes, if you're sending a blitz and you get hit 6-yard hitch route, that's like so demoralizing to your defense.
Mm-hmm.
We rep
over and over too.
Right. We rep this blitz so many times in practice. We're sending our best guy. We're making a play. This is a game-changing play. Set hit, quick, no problem, 5 yards. Like, okay, line it back up. Like, that sucks. Yeah. That's what you got to do.
So let me give it to you this way. So let's say he comes out and impresses. He's on the road. He's against the Steelers. And the Browns historically have always played the Steelers well. It's crazy. Like, they've been in some barn burners.
I know.
Does that translate now with this team? I don't know. But Cleveland's got a lot of talent, man. And I talked about it in this video, this Browns Bermuda Triangle video. I talked about it. They got a lot of guys they got on offense and defense in the draft. What happens if Gabriel comes out and performs extremely well? He's 64, 66% completion, throws a couple touchdowns, plays a clean game, leads them, and they win. Then what? And Watson gets cleared next week.
Okay. Yeah. Then that's when you kind of get some, for me personally, I'll still go Watson. That's just the answer for me. Watson's got.
You're never going to know. No one's ever going to know what Watson is or can be, or how healthy he is, or is he done, or did he grow up and fix some things and he's 30? You're not going to know that if you put him in. But then, with that being said, you put him in. If you expect him to go play clean, get lost. It's not happening. It's going to be a process for him to get back game ready. So this is what I tried to tell you when we played, when you played for me, how you set up the entire structure of your team, the philosophy, the plan, and all of it. You've got to set yourself up with some options, but you can't stack the deck against yourself. And right now, the deck is stacked against Cleveland, because it's like, all right, if Gabriel doesn't play well, you got a problem. If he does play well, you got a problem. If Watson comes back and he's cleared and he's healthy, you got a problem. If Gabriel gets hurt and Sanders goes in and plays bad, you got a problem. If he goes in and somehow plays well, you have a problem. These are problems, and they're not necessarily all good ones. And so you have a fan base who's thirsting for shit to be done right. We lived it right with the Lions forever. Yeah. And everybody's just waiting and waiting. And it's like everyone's hypersensitive. So if Gabriel, like you said, if he comes and goes 3 and out and 3 and out, what the fuck, this, that, and everybody's going crazy.
Get out. We want
to put together a 8 play 70-yard drive and takes 5.5 off the clock on the road against Pittsburgh, and he's throwing dimes. It's another problem. Why is it another problem? Because you know it and I know it. Shedeur will not be a backup in this league, period. He's just not. Yeah. He has other abilities. He's not going to sit there and stand. He's just not. So
for sure.
This is reality football. This is part of this is reality TV within the NFL. It's like, what's going to happen next? Tune in tomorrow. That's literally what this feels like.
And this goes back to your triangle thing. Like whatever they decide to do, or I mean, some of it's out of their hands how things go, but whatever decision they make, just stick with it. For the first time in Browns history, just stick with it. If you're going with Gabriel, ride him out the whole year. Let him go.
But you just suggested if Watson comes back healthy and you have all that money committed to him, which I actually agree with you, it's a $35 million dead cap hit.
Yep.
No one's going to take on that money.
No one. Watson.
Huh?
I'm starting Watson, but I'm saying if they decide to go Gabriel, don't pull in, place or whatever. Run Gabriel the whole year. Like make a decision and stick with it. You have to.
Good luck with that. The pressure is so intense. You have to be such a commanding presence, and Barry's not that, and Stefanski's not that. This is where a Dan Campbell guy matters. Dillon Gabriel's our guy. I don't care what you guys say. We've made our decision as an organization. We believe he gives us our best chance to win, and this is not about one series or one game. We're riding with Dillon. He's our guy. You have to say something like that and send a clear message.
Thank you. That's what I'm trying to say about either guy, about anybody. Just like one person has to have that.
You cannot say that. You cannot say that I'm going to get wound up now because the variables are so effed up. If you make a decision on Deshaun Watson, you already know what he's done, and everyone's going to be fired up about how bad he looked. And you know what I'm saying? The memes and everything's going to come out about the things he did in the massage parlors, but allegedly, right? What if he doesn't play well? Oh, blah, 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 blah. And then he comes out and he plays a second game and he doesn't play well. Oh, da, 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 da. You know what I'm saying? It's almost like you cannot win because of the way it's set up. Is it Dillon? Is it Shedeur? Oh, my God, Watson's cleared. I think Bailey Zappe's the better option than Shedeur Sanders, but I'll buy the argument that you keep Zappe on the practice squad and you make your decision with the other 3 guys. But any way you go, it's not a clean road. It's not a smooth drive.
I agree, but it's not smooth doing what they're doing now.
Agreed.
At least if you make a decision, there's a chance that it turns out well. There's a chance that Gabriel turns into a star. There's a chance Watson's back to who he was. But if you're going to dance around and say this guy's 2, this guy's 3, this guy,
I said it with Whitlock. I said it with you a million times. Dillon Gabriel is without question a franchise quarterback for this team. The only way that does not happen is twofold. Either if he got injured or they don't allow him to do it. This guy has everything. Jason Whitlock, he didn't agree with me. He said that he didn't think he had zip on the ball. If you're going to be that small, you got to get out of there like a Kyler Murray or something. Wasn't accurate. He threw up the attempts and completions. Luke, do you agree with me that on some of those passes, when something wasn't there, that he was intentional about throwing the ball over the head and out of bounds?
Yeah. When you said that, I agreed with you for sure. I mean, it's
not just the end zone where that happens. It's in the field of play before you get to the red zone that still happens. And he's playing it smart. Maybe a little bit too overcautious, but he's playing it smart.
I'm kind of speculating here, but we'll see. Maybe it has to do a little bit with height because usually you'll dump it down and throw it at the feet of like a guy that's like 5 yards away. A guy that's tight coverage, you just throw it short to him. If you can't see him, if you just know it's not open based on what the defense did. What if there's someone in front of them? You don't
These
know.
were these plays in question. I watched it really closely. Are more like 12, 15-yard
Yeah.
depth. I didn't really see him do that on any type of dump off type of play. So I don't know.
I'm referring to when you don't have anything, the throwaway ball is usually the check down guy. So
Yeah.
if he's throwing it away to a deeper guy, like you're saying nothing was open, so he's throwing it out on purpose. That's kind of common if if your check down guy falls down or if you can't see, it's not clean, then you can just, throw it out of bounds. Maybe he just leaned on that a little bit. It's not,
Yeah.
I'm just saying it's not a weird thing to do.
Right.
Like pretty common.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, we'll see how it plays out for sure. All right, before we get into our picks, a couple topics here. The Tigers in Tarek Skubal tonight. They start in about 10 minutes. It's win or go home game. It's on the road at Seattle. The Tigers were basically here last year at this point, and they came up short. Luke, what are your thoughts if you could look at it objectively and take the Tigers out of you? And folks, he doesn't have like a Halloween shirt on. We've got some more viewers in here. Show him that that's not a Halloween shirt. He's got his Tigers old English D on.
Yes,
Luke,
sir.
what do you think's going to happen tonight? And Luke was also a former pitcher. This dude played like all kinds of sports.
Yeah. I like where we're at, right? I should say I like where the Tigers are tonight. Sucks not being in Detroit. That's a huge help. The city's buzzing around the Tigers and the Lions, and I don't know when the last time you were here was, but it is kind of electric downtown, having both teams be good. So it would be nice to have it in Detroit, but going into a must-win game, this is the stuff that turns Skubal from, just one of those, like he was a good pitcher for the Tigers into a legend. He goes in and puts on a show tonight and wins this game, wins this series for the Tigers. He's certified legend, certified Tigers legend right there. And he knows that. The team knows that. Hopefully Hinch knows that and doesn't take him out like premature.
I don't think that. I don't think he's going to do that.
He's bad. I think even if he's playing bad, ride with him. That's our guy. He's like the best. He's top of the league.
Let me play devil's advocate here for a second because it's happened, I believe, 12 times this year. What if the Tigers come out and they only get 1 or 2 runs? Seattle gets 3 and the Tigers lose. If you're Tarek Skubal, what's your future in Detroit from his perspective? Because I'm telling you, it can't keep happening. Why would he stay here if that happens tonight? If he goes out and does another 12, 14 strikeout performance, gives 7 2/3 or an 8 full or something like that and pitches lights out against the Mariners in their building in a deciding game, and they come out and get 1 or 2 runs, that's effed up.
Yeah, you can't be mad at him for leaving. You can't be. How long can you be the best pitcher in the league and not have anything to show for it? So
It's gonna be interesting. They better put some runs in because I think he'll have them in the game for as long as he's there. It would be highly unlikely for the Mariners to come out and rough him up for like 6 or something like that. The chances of that happening are very, very slim. Now he could take the mound tonight and not have his best stuff. That's possible, but he is of such a caliber that the likelihood of that is low. Now it's very hard for me to take a guy like Skubal and put him ahead of Justin Verlander at this point. Verlander was at 2 World Series, 2 no-hitters, multiple Cy Youngs. How would you rank them two if Skubal wins tonight?
As far on like a Tigers thing?
Verlander and Skubal.
Yeah, but as a Tigers, you're saying, or like career? As a Tiger,
career. Nothing with Justin after he left the Tigers.
Okay.
Justin's career with us and Skubal's
career. You can't.
He's not there yet. He just doesn't have the body of work. Would you say, or do you think this puts him on the level?
I would say he's not touching Verlander yet. But Verlander's guys put bad on the ball. Verlander's Tigers could hit the ball, and
he had a lot of weapons.
Yeah, they were hitting. They were hitting. And,
I mean, you have the best, in my opinion, the best hitter ever to play, Miguel Cabrera. Yeah. Up there, no, with undoubtedly up there, but they were deep. And you had other guys like Ordonez. You had a lot of guys that could do some things. No question.
We don't really have Skubal doesn't have that luxury. So
No, he's got to win it. He's got to win this game tonight. I doubt the Tigers go out and get 8 runs. So you're probably looking at a 4-3 type of game, 3-2 type of game, and he's going to have to just deal, basically.
yes, I'm getting fired up. He's going to have his stuff. I know he is.
I hope so. I really do. I hope so for him. He's earned it. And I saw a clip with him and what's his name, Skeens from Pittsburgh's pitcher.
Yep.
Paul, is it Paul Skeens? Is that how you say it?
Yeah.
And Skubal said something about, I sucked until I was 26. I thought that was really cool how he said that. He goes, I just basically started to get good. And Paul is the same way, that they were kind of more like late bloomers. It's not like Skubal was this way at 22. It's an interesting story. If you get a chance to see that, if you haven't, check it out.
For sure. He did come out of nowhere, but he's he's the guy.
Yep.
Like if you're Detroit going to the game, who do you want pitching?
Nobody. That's your guy. It's not Mize. It's not anybody else. It's Skubal. That's the guy you want on the bump, and they're going to pull out every stop to do it. And Hinch is going to be on a manufactured run in every possible way to get guys over, bunt guys over, somebody on third with less than 2 outs, hit it the other way, get a deep fly ball. They're gonna Zach, welcome Zach. Let's go Tigers, he says.
Yes, sir.
It's gonna be interesting to see it. He cannot come up short in this game. And Luke, last thing before we move on to your favorite player, LeBron James, which makes me fucking sick. Excuse my language. Not that you like him. He makes me feel that way. See, now I'm already I feel the blood going to my head, and I'm about to I forgot basically what I was just gonna say. What happened here? Skubal on the mound tonight. It's now or never. Oh yeah, we were just talking about him. Zach. I don't know why that popped up on the screen like that. There we go. Man, lost my train of thought.
You said before we move on to LeBron, you want to ask one thing.
Yeah, I don't remember what it was because I got LeBron on the mind now. So,
yeah, I'm nervous.
All right, so LeBron James, Luke's 26 on 53. LeBron is Luke's guy, and Michael Jordan, Kobe, and basically 13 other guys, 12 other guys. LeBron is number 14 on my all-time 15 list. I know Luke's laughing there, and he's going to feel like he needs a shot of vodka after hearing me. He can't understand why I feel that way, and I'm not going to go through all the reasons why. But, Luke, come on now. Just remove your homerism, if you will, about LeBron and tell us what you thought about this commercial that he did the other day with this whole decision too. Now, be honest.
Yeah, I was what was that, Wednesday? I was working Tuesday, and my buddy said, "Ooh, dude, LeBron just posted the biggest decision ever is coming tomorrow or whatever." And I was like, he's probably switching to Adidas or something. Like something stupid. And he's like, "No, dude, like it looks like it's going to be a big thing." I'm like, "It's not."
Which is what he wanted.
Yeah, I know. I know my guy. But no, either way, it's cringe, and it's like
you're saying it's cringe? Did you really just say that?
Of course it's cringe. I'm not LeBron off the court. I love that LeBron has off the court. I love that he, has his high school sweetheart that he's with. He's got his kids. He did well with them. They're good kids. Like we're
not talking about him as a father.
Right.
You don't rank a top 15 father. That's not what I did.
Okay, so what are you talking about Hennessy
The
for?
basketball player and the basketball player and the stupid shit that he does that can affect his team. That's what I'm talking about.
You think that affects his team?
Yes, because it's always about him. All right, everybody watch this if you haven't seen it. Watch his coach face.
By this time next week, you'll be done with your preseason slate. Yeah, I mean he's on his own timeline.
Let me play that one more time. They asked JJ Redick about this, the sciatic nerve, out for 3-4 weeks. And this is Redick and what he says.
LeBron, since the rest of preseason, especially since by this time next week, you'll be done with your preseason slate.
Yeah, I mean he's on his own timeline. For clear.
So, Luke, what are your thoughts about that? This he played golf in July. He played golf in August. He played golf in September. He's dancing at clubs and he's posting all of this stuff. Now it's time to play.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't like it. I don't like it at all. But he's an old man, and stuff happens. Stuff happens. He's old.
Yeah, I think it's wrong on every level. It's awful for the game. It's awful. It's an awful example. If you want to play, then play. If you don't want to play and you want to play around, then retire. Now, what I think that this means, hear me out. The fact that announcement the other day was about Hennessy and not his retirement means, in my view, that we have him to deal with for 2 more years, this year and next, because I think you would probably agree. And I think anybody watching right now or watches later, he is not announcing he's leaving midseason or at the end of the season. He's going to want the farewell tour. So that's basically announce it at the beginning of at the end of this year or at the beginning of next year. So it's this year and next year. You agree with that?
Or more.
Ugh. How much more can we take?
At least,
honestly, what is the point at this point with him? What's he doing?
Ball. He's still good.
He's worth $1 billion. I know, I understand it's 50 million, but 52 million, I understand. But can we just say that the $50 million doesn't make a difference to him? And that he's okay if he doesn't have that 50 because he got $50 million probably from Hennessy the other day. He's got stuff all over the place that he can get. So what is he thinking? Because his game is regressing and he's looking kind of silly.
I wouldn't say silly. Come on. He's still playing ball. But his son's 18. I just looked it up. He's 18 now. Bryce, the younger one. So maybe that's the thing if he gets into the league. I don't know. I haven't watched him at all. I don't know if he's good at all.
So you think Bryce, Bronny, and LeBron on the same team? Is that what you're saying?
I don't know. I'm saying he's going to want, to be there when his kids have all 3 of them in the NBA. I don't know if you can even. That's a lot of roster spots to have 3 James on. I don't know.
Are you saying that you think he's going to play long enough to where all 3 are in the NBA, not necessarily on the same team?
Yeah, that might be in his. Yeah.
Well, dude's a freshman.
So that's 2 more years, So maybe
a freshman at Arizona.
Yeah. So 2 more years. So maybe he plays 3 more. I don't know. You don't think he looks good? Take your goggles off. You asked me to take mine off. You don't think he looks good for that age? Like he looks good. He's moving fine. He's getting up. He has. I don't think he missed much time last year either.
I don't even have the energy to argue about this guy anymore. It's so old. It's so stale. It's so finished. It's so unfair to the rest of the guys. The Laker ownership just changed hands, and a majority, 66, 68%. And Jeannie Buss is a minority owner now, and it's like, it's exhaustion 100x. Is like, please.
I hear you.
The longer he stays, the worse his legacy is. Do you not believe that he's trying to stay around to try to get rings? You think it's about his kids now more than the rings?
I wish it was about his rings, but it does seem like it's about everything else.
All right, so what is that? Are we talking reality TV and basketball too? We got it with the Cleveland Browns. You're telling me we got it with LeBron James too? He's staying around to make sure that his kids can go in.
I don't know. I know earlier in his career he was saying he wanted to play with both his kids. So that's why I'm saying that. He just said that, I don't know how many years ago, but his said that
kids shouldn't even be in the NBA. Can we agree on that? Or no?
Bronny?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think so.
Okay.
No.
So it's a shit show. It's like, what are you doing to the game, to the legacy, the guys who came before him? This is a mockery of the game that you love, that I love, that the fans love, the Lakers,
Yeah,
and the league that was handed to him.
I've never sat here and argued LeBron's legacy with you. I'm not saying he's, who I think, like I said earlier, family man, like I would look up to that. But as far as his, persona or whatever you want to call it, I'm not even a fan of that. I think he's funny. I think when he lies and stuff like that, I think it's funny. But
When he lies?
yeah, when they're like, "What's your favorite like book or whatever?" He's like, "I don't know. I just read so many." Like I think it's funny, but
Yeah.
I'm a fan of his game. I like how he plays. Not so much anymore, but it's grandfathered in. Like I root for LeBron because
No, he's a grandfather, all right. He's very old and he needs to go away. All right.
soon enough, and you guys are gonna miss him. Everyone's gonna miss him.
No, don't you say everyone. Some people are gonna miss him. Maybe you will. I am not.
I already do.
I want the game to get healthy again, and I don't believe it can get healthy until he's gone. Honestly. I mean that sincerely. If I remove all my bias and I just look at it as a business, you know what I'm saying? And you just evaluate it on that level alone, he's hurt the game so much. People don't like when I say that, but that's what I believe. Sorry. All right, Luke. All right, everybody. So last week, I whooped the young Bucks ass, 9-4 in the pros for me, and 7-6 for Luke. So what, two games? What's that?
I was off. I had a long Friday night, so
Yeah, is that what it was? Yeah, too many cold ones.
however you can get it, I guess.
Yeah. All right, so we're gonna throw in the college here. Let me get this on the full screen so you guys could see. We got 6 college games here. That's my ugly grill. Come on.
Ooh, I'm zooming.
Where'd you go, man? All right.
All right, I'm up.
You're up. Oklahoma and Texas for you want to go with the screen? What we see on the screen?
Yeah, we might as well.
Okay.
So give me Alabama. I never sold the chips on Alabama. I think they're a good team, and I really like that quarterback. I think he's a stud.
So Alabama's on the road -3.5 against Missouri at home.
Yeah, that's
you're taking Alabama, and you like Ty Simpson.
Yes, easy cover. Indiana, Oregon. I got Oregon covering at home. They're way better than I thought they were going to be this year. So,
and if anybody doesn't know, Dante Moore, who plays for Oregon, Luke actually played against him. He played against Aiden Hutchinson. You can see that some clips up there, and he played against Sauce Gardner, all in high school. So you said you thought Oregon looked better than you thought? Is that what you said?
Yeah. I thought so. I think going into Penn State and winning, that was huge. They're for real. And I didn't think.
Would you agree that Penn State's not for real now after seeing it again and going to lose to UCLA?
We'll see what happens.
There's an issue there. Would you agree with that?
There's an issue, and I got my reasons.
Okay.
I love that. I love that run game, and it's old school football, and it's a tough place to play, and it's up north, and you get a playoff spot that's a free round 1 win. Someone coming up there to play. I thought I had it locked, but I might have made a mistake. Number 3, Florida. I got Texas A&M covering. I think that spread, if Texas beat Florida last week, would be double digits. And I don't think that Florida win at home was as big as everyone thinks it was. They're not back. They're not going to win out and make the playoffs. College Station is probably the hardest place to play as well. All right,
Definitely
Michigan.
in the top 3.
What's that?
Definitely in the top 3, College Station.
Oh, sure, yeah. All right, Michigan on the road. A lot of road.
Yeah.
All the way out in California. I'm taking them +2.5. That's a homer pick, but
We're keeping track on records, man. So you better go with what your brain says.
My brain,
not your heart.
My brain, my heart, my pen, everything says Michigan.
Okay.
Georgia, Auburn. I'm taking Auburn to cover, and I actually like them in this game. I'm not going to say they're going to win outright, but I think Auburn's okay, and I haven't been sold on Georgia, so I like the home team there, and then
This
Oklahoma.
is stupid. Yeah. Like, I don't know who you're going to take with Mateer being back.
The Red River, baby. I mean, this is Oklahoma's Super Bowl. I wish
Oklahoma plus 1.5 on the road at Texas.
it flipped. They're minus 1.5, but I'll take a -10 if you want.
Okay. It flipped. I just looked at these lines before the show.
Yeah.
Oh no, I did it earlier. My bad. So it flipped because Mateer got cleared.
Even in that graphic, they're -1.
So I wrote these down early today and I pulled the screen late. That's what happened. Okay.
Yeah. So it'll probably move a little.
Yeah,
more.
that's Mateer. That's Mateer there. While we're on that topic, I mean, I know how you feel about Oklahoma, obviously, but give us your take on Texas and Arch Manning specifically. What are your thoughts with Arch Manning and where he's at right now, and what's going on with Texas, not even in the top 25?
So before I even say this, I do want to say that it's interesting because this is the first time I think we've ever seen this. I think this is a brand new situation for all football fans, where a guy was so astronomically hyped up for something that he didn't just by his name, and in a way that he didn't do it himself. He kind of like went away from it almost. Like he said, I haven't done anything yet, like kind of cool the hype. Like Shedeur had a lot of hype because of his dad, but he leaned into it hard. You know what I mean? Like this is interesting. So that being said, it's
media created is what you're saying. The media hyped it. It's the name, put it together. Yeah. It's Texas. Oh my gosh. They were in the national championship. Now it's Arch's team. Arch is going to the Cleveland Browns and all this stuff. Right?
Yeah,
he didn't say any of that.
Right. Not self-inflicted. And his family's been quiet about it, so it's a cool story to watch. And for those reasons, I hope the best for him. I want him to do good, but he doesn't seem to be that good, unfortunately.
Do you think that's just because of the stage of his career and that he has upside, or you believe that this is a long-term problem?
I think I want to believe that he just needs to develop more, but it's his third year,
But we agree he hasn't had the reps. We talked about combining the reps, versus Mateer. We talked about that a few weeks ago, but he's not really played a full season. This is the first time. He's in his third year, but this is the first time that, hey, this is your team. So is it fair? Is it fair?
Is what fair?
Is it fair to say that he doesn't have it when he hasn't even had the chance to play, 7, 8, 9, 10 games?
I think he is what he is right now. I think he's not going to flip a switch by the end of the year or light it up by the end of the year. I think possibly and hopefully, because I do like the kid, hopefully takes this offseason, improves, takes his lumps, comes into next season, and then lights it up.
So projected for us and kind of make a prediction. Where do you think he goes from this moment forward? How does he project? Evaluate talent, like kind of how I always do. And I'll go out on the end of the branch. Where do you see him like a year from now?
Sure. Okay. So I see him, like I said, taking his lumps now, but responding well as he always does. It's easy to do with that support system too. But taking those lumps, falling short this year. I don't know if they get back ranked. But then go off season and come into next season with a lot less hype, which we kind of like to see. And
well, that's not going to happen.
Less than it was this year, I believe.
No way, because then it's his last year, and then it's all the pressure is going to ramp up. All right, so he's not going pro after his third year. This is it. He doesn't have a redshirt year, right? So it's like, all right, so this is Manning. He's either got it or he doesn't. Is he going to pros, or is he going to be unlike Eli and Peyton?
Okay, so I'll say it this way then. For him, it will feel like a lot less pressure than, because it's not so new. And he already looked bad. He already kind of embarrassed himself on national TV.
I agree.
It doesn't.
I don't know how that gets to be less when this is it. That would be it at that time. It's perform to get yourself the opportunity to get drafted in the NFL and preferably a high pick. I think the pressure ratchets up every game for a different reason than it did this year. It will next year because he's going to be monitored and teams are going to be watching. So let me ask you this. Let me phrase this way. However many games they are in, 6 games, do you think if he ramps it up and suddenly has success and they win this game at home and he looks great tomorrow and then the rest of the year, do you think there's any way he leaves and goes pro?
No.
Like, let's assume he does really well the rest of the year.
No.
Okay.
I don't think so. I don't think he's ready at all. But I think I'll say you want me to go out on a limb here. I think next year
really well, and it just something clicks, and he does really well the rest of the year.
No,
he wins tomorrow impressively. There's no way he's going pro, right?
No, but I do think next year he's a first-round pick. After next year,
he's a first-round pick if he has a great year.
That's what I'm saying. He's going to have a great year and be a first-round pick. That's my.
So you believe? Oh, okay. So sometimes I like you just said a little bit ago. He might just. You said he just might not be that good. You mean this year, or you project him to?
No, right now,
snap out of this in the offseason, you're saying, and he's going to get and start meeting the expectations you think that he had next year.
I believe so.
Yeah, I'm not sold on that. I'm really not sold on that.
Well, where do you see? So where do you see that not happening? Where is he lacking? You think
he's lacking in a lot of places right now? He's not. He's not. What's that?
What part of it's not fixable?
Just to be able to have it. Now he's a great scrambler and he's all those types of things. We're going to see against a very good Oklahoma team tomorrow at home in the biggest game of the year for those teams every year. And what are you going to see? Like, you have to start seeing against somebody other than San Jose State. You got to see the guy be able to perform and drop back and make the throws when he needs to make them. With pressure in his face, when it's not supposed to happen, he has to be able to separate himself. And when I say separate himself from what he has been to what he needs to be. We have not seen that. We've seen it against lesser competition, and everybody, the media acts, social media. What do you got to say now? They scored 60 or whatever against San Jose State. What do I have to say now? It was San Jose State.
Right.
The sheer talent differential between those two teams. Forget Manning. It's men against boys. So you can't grade that. Now, tomorrow, even if it wasn't Mateer, you're grading his performance, and this is where exactly is dude midway through the season.
It's not going to be pretty.
It's the ultimate barometer to see, in my opinion, where he's at now, and it's going to give you a really good example, I think, of where he projects. So when I evaluate guys, these are all indicators. Could he change? Like, could he get better? Will he get better? Yes, he'll get better. But will he get better to be a first-round pick and a number 1 overall pick? That is totally to be determined.
I think from watching him, let me lay it out. From watching him, the things I've seen that he's not hitting on are things that can be fixed in one offseason, especially with who he's got on his side. And I think you see him, he's throwing the ball to open receivers and just missing by he's throwing it when they're not looking. And it's all looks so sloppy and like miscommunication, but the ball's going to the right place.
But you understand, and I know you agree with this. You're a very wise guy, and having played the quarterback position for as long as you did, you understand this. How many guys have never been able to fix that? I mean, there's a guy over in Dallas right now named Joe Milton that used to be in Michigan that cannot hit guys. He's got so many skills, a rocket arm, so many things he can do. There's just some guys that don't have the accuracy. Is it possible that Manning is one of them?
Small possibility, I think. Okay. And I don't want to get too much, into it. But I mean, these are just our picks. But the way he's missing, it's not like an accuracy thing. It's not like he's got a post and he's missing the open. He's putting the ball where he wants to. It's just not the right spot, I guess. Like, it looks sloppy and like someone's run the wrong route, or the receiver's not looking, or there's been a couple times he's had a seam up the middle last week, and he let it go, and the guy's just running, and it landed right next to him, and it looked like I don't know. It looks weird.
You think it's not on the same page? type of thing? Receiver, quarterback?
Yeah, I think it's that, or he's just not letting the ball go at the right time or whatever.
Yeah.
I don't know. But it seems
Well,
fixable to me. Just watching with naked eye, like without, going back and like watching film or anything, it seems fixable. It's like this guy was open and arched to the right guy. Like that's whatever.
We'll see what happens for sure. All right, Alabama. We agree on that. I have Alabama -3.5 over Missouri. Indiana, Oregon is no competition. Oregon is going to freaking roll in that game. Texas A&M, we agree there. That's a win over Florida. I'm just not a big Florida guy. I'm not a Lagway guy either. Michigan and USC, excuse me. We're going to disagree there. That'll be the first one. That's it's going to be a ton of points in that game, by the way. I think they'll both be in the mid-30s. USC, again, is not very good defensively, but they're very good offensively. That game, like I said, is in the mid-30s, but I'm going to give USC the edge. We'll disagree on Georgia and Auburn, too. Jackson Arnold at home is not going to be easy, but it's very difficult for me to go against Georgia. So even at the 3.5, that hook there is a little bit scary, but I'll take Georgia there. And then Oklahoma, Texas, we're back to agreeing. I don't see Texas winning that game, even if it was larger than that. If it goes to 3 or even 4 or even 5, I still think let's say up to 3. I just think Oklahoma's too much for them, and Texas is. I would say a good word you're probably looking for is they're disjointed. There's I don't know if you want to call it chemistry or just on the same page or in a different book right now or whatever. Just have never gotten on it. I would say that. So Oklahoma wins that game.
I think it's ugly. Let me throw that in there.
Like what is ugly?
I think Oklahoma blows them out.
Okay, what is blowout? Because everyone's got a different definition.
I think Oklahoma wins by.
Talking 3 touchdowns?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd be comfortable with that. I think their defense is so good, and they score on everybody. They just score.
Mm-hmm.
But then defense, they have the best defense, and look what Texas did when they played a decent defense. Nothing.
All right, to the pro game. This is where I tend to thrive. First game of the day, the Broncos and Jets in London. Luke, take it away. Go through each sheet, and then I'll go through it, and then we'll go to the sheet 2. Welcome to the show for the latest one that joined us. I appreciate you joining.
All right.
How about we make? There's another one. Welcome to the show. Let's make some money here.
Let's do it.
Go ahead, Luke.
All right, Broncos, Jets. I'm taking the Jets. Aaron Glenn. That's too many points for Aaron Glenn, I think, for me to be comfortable with. And at home, I want the Jets. Browns, Steelers. Give me the Browns. We already talked about it earlier. That's always a tight game, whether it's in Cleveland or in Pittsburgh or Ben Roethlisberger starting or Duck Hodges is starting. It's a close game for whatever reason. I don't know.
Welcome to the show, guys. I see more and more joining us. Thanks for tuning in. You got here for the NFL pick segment just in time. Another one there. Welcome to the show.
Yep. Give me.
All right. So you got Browns plus 5.5 over the Steelers.
Yes. And then I'm going to go Chargers minus 4.5 over the Dolphins. It's time for them to snap out of it and put a little string of wins here together if they think they're going to be what I think they're going to be, which is, playoff contender. So after that, give me I went Patriots minus 3.5, another favorite. I just not buying this. Like, it's hard to pick the Saints. It's hard to. What are you even betting on? And Patriots have ran pretty well, and they got weapons. And our guy Henderson, we'll see. Seahawks,
right.
Jags. Give me the Jags at home. Just beat the Chiefs, and Trevor Lawrence, man, wins games. He's a winner. He's back to his winning ways, thankfully, and I want to see more.
All right, right out of the gate, first game, Broncos on the road against the Jets. Broncos -7. That's our first disagreement. Broncos are a very good team who haven't even played up to their full potential yet. Justin Fields is not an NFL starting quarterback, period. I love Aaron Glenn. Everybody knows that. Being a Detroit guy, I think he's going to be a very successful head coach. He will be a more successful head coach than Ben Johnson, in my opinion. But this is the Broncos here, and they're very balanced offensively and defensively, and Fields will get in some trouble. So I got Broncos -7. The Brownies and the Steelers. This game is so interesting. For years, I mean, I can go back 15, 20 years to like when Ben first started. These barn burner type games, I don't know if it's going to, translate into this game, but man, they've played some unbelievably close games. This is really interesting with Dylan Gabriel, game 2, going on the road against the Steelers, against TJ Watt. The Steelers are I think they're doing about what they're doing as well as I think people thought that they would do. Tough place again. I mean, it doesn't get any more difficult for Dylan Gabriel. Go to London and play a blitz game like that, body clock the whole 9, and now go to Pittsburgh and beat that team. They're going to be rip roaring, and they got a little bit of film. Welcome to the show. They're going to be rip roaring. They got some film on him, and they're going to try to tear him up. But I'm going to go ahead with the Browns +5.5. You see the 5.5 number there on the Steelers at -20. That's an indicator that the line's likely to go to 6 and maybe 6.5. It's leaning that way right now, but I'll take the 5.5. Chargers and the Dolphins on record, obviously, before the year that Mike McDaniel would get fired in season or at the end of the season. This is going to go a long way in helping that cause. And look at that. That's interesting. You got a West Coast team, obviously, going to Southern Florida, 2 hours south of where I'm at right now in Miami. The Chargers, I got to take that -4.5. They've been a little bit off the last couple of weeks, but I would expect them to rebound and turn it around. The Dolphins, I will give some credit here. They're a different team now with Darren Waller. That's changed everything offensively. Quite frankly, I'm happy for Darren Waller. He had the drug problem early on, and it was maybe one of the most talented tight ends that the NFL had ever seen come in, and he had those problems. He got a late start, and then he turned in a really nice career, then retired. Now he's back. Then he got injured, but now he's back again. So he's actually been very good for them. So I'm happy for him, but the Chargers win that game. Patriots at the Saints. I agree with you, Luke, although your Boomer Sooner Spencer Rattler is playing his ass off. He really is. And I got to give Kellen Moore a lot of credit for developing him very quickly. Rattler was nowhere near this last year. Now, some of that is an off season. It's your team. You're our guy. That all matters. But I think Kellen Moore is putting his stamp on him and is helping him a lot. And they're limited with weapons over there. Olave, when he's freaking healthy, which is not all the time, is a nice weapon. And Kamara you still have there. You got a couple other pieces, but I don't think it's enough. New England Patriots. And for the 1 millionth time, I'm going to say it again. Mike Vrabel and Josh McDaniels, wake the F up and put Travion Henderson on the field. If anybody saw Quidshot Junkins last week, Travion Henderson could do that and more. He is the better of those two backs. He is for sure a better running back than Ramondre Stevenson. And there's no one on this feed and no one anywhere that can convince me that Travion Henderson is not NFL ready. He's NFL ready on every level. Playing at Ohio State, you're a national champion, and the dude did it for multiple years. He can do it. Get him in the game. Patriots -3.5 on that. This one was a tough game. Your Seattle team, Sam Darnold guy, and you're obviously a Jacksonville guy. Jacksonville looks very solid. Picked them in there as one of the most improved teams this year. That was a tough one for me, but ultimately I've squared myself on the Jags at home plus the 1.5. You see it -120, so that is likely to go down. It's likely to change and go down closer to a pick 'em. So that should be a fun game to watch. All right. So, we disagreed on a couple there. What's that?
The first two, right?
Yeah, I got the Broncos. No. And then I had Cleveland, same as you. Chargers, same as you. Patriots, same as you. And then the Jags, same as you. So one difference, right?
Yep.
All right. Second page. Take it away, Luke.
All right. I'm taking Colts -7. They're hot. And they're just you don't walk away from the table when you're hot. And Cardinals, I'm not buying that at all right now. Give me the Rams -7.5. Baltimore looked horrible without their guy at quarterback, and the Rams
they look horrible with him.
Well, yeah, okay, yeah. So the Rams are. I think the Rams are they're dangerous. They can do something this season, and they're not gonna fall to Baltimore without their starting quarterback, and they're gonna win handsomely, I believe. So I'll eat the points there.
Handsomely, he says.
I think so. Yeah, it's not like the Ravens even have a good defense this year either. Like
They're a mess.
they are a mess. Cowboys, Panthers. Give me the Cowboys -3. It's I think I've taken the Cowboys every week against the spread because they don't respect Dak Prescott for some reason. And then another team I've taken every week against the spread. Give me the Titans. It's got to pay off once. I took Cam Ward, rookie of the year. He's got to do something, and this is a good week to do it.
Yeah, he was handed it last week. Arizona handed that.
Yeah. Well, I'm taking Titans 4.5.
Okay.
And then give me the Bucks -3.5. At home in Tampa, the house that Baker built. Just kidding. But yeah, I love the Bucks, man. That's a fun team to watch. And the 49ers, they haven't played anybody like them yet. So
okay. Arizona and the Colts. As far as I'm concerned, Arizona is one of the worst teams in the NFL, and Kyler Murray is one of the worst leaders in the NFL. I'm really happy for DJ Daniel Jones. It's really fun to watch what the Colts have done. Great energy in that place. I'm taking Indianapolis -7 all day. The Baltimore Ravens, with or without Lamar Jackson, are a mess. I personally believe, and this is crazy for me to say because I've always loved John Harbaugh, I think it's time to really consider moving on from him. The philosophy is such that it's so conservative, and part of that is Podesta and the way that they draft and the type of players they bring in. It's kind of passed them by, and if they're not hitting on all cylinders defensively, the offense just can't compete. And this is no different. Even if it was Lamar Jackson in there, I mean, Zay Flowers and Mark Andrews and Isaiah Likely makes a difference, but Derrick Henry, of course, but that's just not scaring anybody. And if you can stop the run, I'll still put the ball in Lamar Jackson's hands 10 times out of 10 times and make him beat us. And I just don't think he's the man, in my opinion. So that's a big number, but it's the right number. The Rams -7.5 over Baltimore. The Cowboys and Panthers, they beat the Falcons 30-0, and then they got housed last week. And, two opposite ends of the spectrum. I think Atlanta was just off that game, and Carolina was just humming and hitting on things. But this is a Cowboys game here. This should not be very difficult for them. Although the Cowboys, when they go to Carolina, don't necessarily play very well. I still see this, as much as it pains me to say it, I have to say Dak's playing pretty well. He's making great decisions at the line. He's making the right throws, and he's not always getting the help that he needs. And, of course, down CD, he's relying heavily on Ferguson. Javonte Williams, boy, did he pop up big. And I liked him when he first prior to the injury, when he first got to Denver. I really liked him, and he looks like he's got some of his burst back. So good for him. So Dallas I have there. The Titans and the Raiders, again, I thought that was probably one of the worst places that Cam could have went to, is the Titans. There's some problems there internally. I actually think that there's some internal strife between him and Callahan. I don't know that they're on the same page. They have played horrible all year. They were gifted that last week with the DeMarcado fumble and then the stupid other turnover and just wild. No Brock Bowers for the Raiders. That's obviously tough. The Raiders were my most improved team this year. That's definitely a PB prediction that's not looking very good. Everyone's all over Geno Smith, but I think he'll rebound nicely in this game at home, even without basically the best tight end in football. I got the Raiders -4.5. Tampa Bay and the 49ers is basically a mash game. You've got Purdy and Pearsall are both out for the Niners. You got Mike Evans, Godwin, and Bucky Irvin are out for the Bucks. So both teams not at their best, not with their full complement of guys. But I'm still going with Baker. He's playing at an MVP type level. Yes, I said it, Luke. Very, very impressive what he's doing. And they still have plenty of guys over there, and he'll find the right guy. Welcome to the show, new audience. So yeah, I got the Bucks there -3.5. All right, the final page here, Luke, take it away. Boy, that's a big line.
Yeah, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the Packers at Lambeau minus 14.5. It's Flacco's first game, and in Lambeau, I don't know. I just feel like the Packers, they started off the season so hot, made the Lions look silly, and then they just kind of throttled it down, and they're not scared to bully somebody to make it known that they're back. I think they show that they're not going anywhere this game. I think they put a beat down on the Bengals. So yeah, give me the Packers. I normally stay away from that high, but give me the Packers 14.5. I'll take the Lions plus 2.5 for sure. A lot of heart involved in that one, but I think that's kind of crazy. We're dogs. It's just a home field there. Is I think the only reason, but Bills Falcons. I'll take the Bills minus 4.5. I don't think the Falcons are as good as you do. You seem to be pretty high on the Falcons. I know they're one of your younger teams, one of your team you like, but I don't think they're on that tier with the Bills yet. Well, obviously, I don't think you do either, but I don't think they're gonna play with them this week. And then I think we're gonna disagree here, but I'm taking the Bears plus 4.5 on Monday night.
All right. So Cincinnati, arguably the worst team in football. Even when Joe Burrow was the guy, and all offseason I was talking about it. I thought it was a horrible way to construct your team. Too many issues in too many places to spend that kind of money all offensively. And I actually said, what happens if somebody gets hurt? But I was meaning more the wide receivers. I wasn't meaning Burrow. Then how's that money look? Well, it happened to Burrow in 8-9 weeks. Goodbye. And you bring in Joe Flacco, and, is that an upgrade from Browning? We can argue till the cows come home on that. This guy, Jesus Hernandez, I think I've seen him before. He says Snow Roach. He's referring to the comment that I made when somebody called me Snow Roach. That comment had me rolling so hard I had to pull over. I sent that to all my friends, and they said the way that you delivered that comment was sensational. Subbed and hit the bell. Congratulations and much continued success. Thank you, Jesus. I appreciate that. Yeah, I was called a Snow Roach first time ever. I didn't even necessarily know what that means. So the Bengals are not good, and Flacco's not going to really make a difference. And there's no Jamar Chase in this game. And I agree with what you said, Luke. Green Bay is going to light it up because LaFleur they haven't played well. They beat the Lions up. They have not played well. They've looked actually pretty bad. And they're out of rhythm, and I think this is an opportunity for them to get right. It's at home, and Flacco can't move. Expect Micah Parsons and Rashawn Gary to have a field day in that game. I think you're probably looking at about a 24 to 27 point victory for the Packs. Something like, 41 to 17, something like that, 38 to, 17, something like that. Lions and Chiefs, for those of you who joined late, we opened the show with that. In my opinion, lifelong, welcome to the show. Lifelong, obviously, Lion fan, born and raised in Detroit. I had selected the Lions 4 seasons ago. This is the 5th to go to the Super Bowl within 5 years. We're on the last of those legs, and it's all about this year as far as my prediction. The Chiefs is a very tough game. Chiefs have, and for those who you didn't see this, 5 times in the history since Patrick Mahomes has been with KC, have they lost 2 in a row. Once in 18, once in 19, once in 21, once in 23, and already once this year. Obviously, they lost on Monday night. They're going to be loaded for bear at home Sunday night, Monday night game, Sunday night game, back-to-back, much like the Lions have Sunday night this week, Monday night next week. But I got to take the Lions at plus 2.5. I agree, Luke. That's the home field spread right there, standard 3-point line, and they're giving the benefit of the doubt to the Lions at the 2.5. So I got the Lions there. Bills and Falcons, we do disagree. Bills a little bit off. They're a little bit helter-skelter this year. They shouldn't have lost that game last week. Atlanta at home, fast track, Bijan Robinson, Michael Penix, who I pegged as a superstar in the offseason, made a graphic. It's up on X. I think he's a phenomenal player. Him and Drake London have a tremendous chemistry. That is a legit 1-in-1 tandem. And you got Bijan, who basically is the best running back along with Gibbs in the NFL right now. I'm going to go ahead and take that 4.5. Buffalo might still win, but it's more like a 3-point game. And then we disagree here as well. There is no possible way I'm going against Jaden Daniels. As far as the PB Sports Talk, for those of you who don't know, Jaden Daniels is the one who actually started this whole thing with my prediction 2 days before the NFL draft in 24. I said he was far and away the number one quarterback. You saw the difference already last week, even coming off a few game absence against the Bears at home, 4.5. You can argue 4.5 versus 4, 5. It's kind of the same line. I think that's a solid 7-point game right there. Commanders at home Monday night. I hate that name. Change it back to the Redskins, please. And I hope Ben Johnson loses by more than 7. That would be a beautiful thing. So I don't know what that tally is, Luke, but we'll certainly tally it later. And I'll whoop up on you again.
Disagree on 4.
So the whole thing? The whole NFL?
Yeah, 4 in the NFL.
Wow. So 4 in the NFL, 1 in college. That's it? 5 overall?
2 in college.
Oh, okay, 6. All right, well, we'll see what happens on that. Luke, I got to get your thoughts before we go on this. The same question that Jason Whitlock asked me about Emari Demercado in terms of why that keeps on happening. And I had the list for him. Actually, I still have it here. Leon Lett, 93. Deshaun Jackson did it. DK Metcalf did it. Jonathan Taylor, Adonai Mitchell, just like the week before, a couple of weeks ago. Demercado last week. There are others that has happened in pro, and it's also happened in college. What are your thoughts on that, Luke? Why does it keep happening?
Yeah, I did watch your segment with Jason, and I don't remember who said it, but someone said it seems like nowadays everybody's celebrating, and back then, or you know, it's definitely very more prevalent now, where people are celebrating no matter what. A sack, just a regular tackle, any first down, there's some type of something, but a touchdown, I think they're so geared up to celebrate and dance or do something or look cool or drop the ball that they're not. I don't know. I've ran for a few touchdowns in my day, and I never dropped the ball. I think I don't know. It's not something you coach, though. I feel like I don't think I was ever coached that, but they should start carrying the ball through the goal line.
Like no one ever had to coach you to do that. It's like kind of an understood. Is that what you mean?
Yeah. I don't think they're going to teach. They're not. What drill are you going to run with NFL guys to teach them to hold on to the ball through the goal line? Yeah. So I don't know. Treat them like kids, but I think it's just an emphasis. Too big of an emphasis on celebrating, and which I get, and it's a newer part of the game, and it's okay. I don't hate it. I'm not going to be I'm supposed to be the young one on the show, so I can't hate that stuff. But I think it's just emphasis on that part, and it needs to not be such a big deal. So celebrating shouldn't take more. Celebrating shouldn't be more important than the touchdown. Yeah. So for those of you did not see the segment, it's up on X, and you can go see that with Jason Whitlock. They contacted me Monday morning to discuss Dillon Gabriel and to discuss Demercado's fumble. And I agree with Jason that they're thinking about celebrating 10 yards before you get to the end zone. So around the 10, they're already thinking about the celebration. What I did not think until after the show, and I regretted it, that I should have said is SportsCenter highlights in the top 10 plays that have been around for quite some time, I believe is what started it all. And then when you went into I got to be on the top 10 plays of SportsCenter. So is it a dance? Is it a this? Is it a that? Am I high stepping it? And I think this is going through the guys' minds. And then it went into hyper speed with social media, and everything changed. And so what I told Jason, and this goes a lot to us growing up in Detroit and watching Barry Sanders. Barry was the king at getting the ball all the way in the end zone, and he went and handed the ball to the ref, like not tossed it, threw it. He'd basically go hand it to him. And so in track, I never ran track, I never coached track, but it's pretty much Whitlock once scored 5 touchdowns in a single game. That game is archived in the Library of Congress. In track, they teach you obviously to run through the tape and lean forward and run through the tape because you're being clocked, and there could be somebody right there, and you lean forward and hit that tape or hit that line. You have a chance to win by a millisecond next to the person next to you. So I would just say to every young player out there, run through the freaking tape. The end zone is 10 yards deep.
run to the back of the end zone. Treat the back of the end zone as the goal line, at least 7-8 yards deep. I mean, I just don't understand it. And it's like, guys, it's like, you know, you just watch somebody do it. You just watch somebody cost their team, you know, a score. It's not like you're diving for the pylon, trying to get a score, and it comes loose and it goes to the end zone. That's a touchback. That's a totally different thing. And he slowed up too. It wasn't even that he was celebrating as much as it's like they're watching the Jumbotron. Every guy who does that says they're watching the Jumbotron to watch how close the guy is back to him, and he's slowing up. It's like it made no sense. So even if he didn't drop the ball, he was in danger of it getting swatted away. That's crazy to me. It's just mind numbing. It's total nonsense. So
I mean, it's absolutely unacceptable. It's something that shouldn't happen. It's a walk-in touchdown.
Yep.
Like,
So Jason and I disagreed. He actually vehemently disagreed with me on this. When Gannon swatted at him twice, basically gave him 2 body shots on the sidelines, very angularly, got into him verbally, and you've seen me. Luke played for me, if you guys don't know. Many years ago, I was very, very verbal and intense like that, type A personality. But Luke, when he raised his hands like that, what's your thoughts?
I think it happens a lot more than is shown on TV or on the sidelines or whatever. It's football. There's like, it's a little different because I know you coached in basketball and everything, and it's a little bit different when you have pads on and you're fully padded, and then there's a guy that has no pads.
You're gonna play that?
It is. I mean, I've got hit or like, you know, all the time.
This isn't an Andy Reid and Kelsey chest bump or belly bump. He gave him shots in the stomach. Basically.
Yeah, for being a bonehead. You should have given him.
All right, so I'm going to tell you the same thing that I told Whitlock, and then after the show, because I just don't have the amount of time to get my points across, I did a live shot. What happens if DeMarcado turns back and hauls off and hits him? Then what?
He's off the team.
All right. Well, doesn't it go? And I'm saying this as a former coach.
Well,
you got to respect the man.
That's true. That's true. But you got to know who your players are, right? Like, obviously, it's a guy that he can do that. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you could do a lot of things to me when I played that you couldn't do to a lot of the other kids. You could get on me if you. That's true. Yeah, if you wanted me to get in the game, you could grab my jersey and pull me towards the game. I
did that. I did do that.
Right.
So your point's well taken.
Fine. A lot of the kids would be like, okay.
But you can't strike the guy. He can swing back on you. And you know what? There's another thing. There's another thing. Jesus says, facts, Luke. Coaches are freaking dictators. I don't know about that. But so in today's world, with everybody with such a short fuse and triggered, what happens if somebody else on the team on the sidelines doesn't like that Gannon did that, and then he steps in? What happens if a brawl happens? What happens if a family member, and I know it happens at the youth level a lot, doesn't necessarily happen in the pros. What happens if a family member doesn't like that and comes on the field?
We are in like a different time where,
yes, sir, we are.
Which is crazy for me to say because it wasn't that long ago that I was playing, but like with the stuff that you can get away, like you can't really get away with anything now. And so yeah, when you look at it like that, like I think from him, speaking about Gannon, like don't do that. But as far as like if I was a player on that team, I wouldn't be like, whoa, that's crossing the line.
I got you.
But you're on that. Like
it's too risky, and these guys, I don't think that they necessarily think this way, but it is at an epidemic level at the youth level. We've showed the cuts. We've seen people hit each other. They get them down. They keep beating on them. We see parents going out and hitting officials, coaches, administrators, other parents. We see this. So if this is deemed to be okay at that level, it trickles down. It absolutely trickles down. It just cannot happen. You cannot raise your hands. You want to belly bump a little bit like Reid and Kelsey have done, I think, now twice. I think that's kind of within it. The verbal part is kind of within it. That's never going to go away. But you can't strike the guy. If DeMarcado snaps in that moment and you don't think that guy was upset, what if he punches him in the face and knocks Gannon out or down?
Yeah, I mean
he might be gone from the team, but in that moment, what the hell's going to happen? What could that turn into?
You're right. you're right, but there is like a power dynamic. Like that's your coach. You do something that stupid, you're gonna get some type of. I mean, I get he's a grown man and stuff, and there's other things that you can do. I understand he could have went about it a different way, but yeah, I mean, you're not. If I did that, I'm not running to the sideline. Like if someone touches me, I'm laying them out. Like I'm like I hate myself right now. I hope someone.
I got it, but you know what, man? Everybody's got emotions that get triggered for different reasons and different times and in different moments. Be interesting. All right, so guys, thank you for joining us. We're running a little bit late. Appreciate everybody joining us. Hey, if you haven't followed us on X, please do so at PB Sports Talks with an S on the end. And then this is really important for us on YouTube. We have eight before the show. We're at 821 subscribers, which is just, it's very small. 1,000 is an important threshold for anybody that's trying to do what we're doing. After Jason Whitlock's first show, the tick went way up. So I've recommitted to putting material up there. All of our live shows go up there, but there's going to be a lot of shorts and a lot of 3, 4, 5, 6 minute cuts and even some longer material. Please go ahead and smash the subscribe button, share with your friends. I really, really appreciate it. Thank you, everybody, for your support. Friday Night Lights, this was our first time. We'll let you know if we're going to do it again on Friday night next week. I'm going to kind of be like Kevin Stefanski. We'll get back to you on that. Yeah. If it's going to be on Friday night or back to our 10 a.m. Next Saturday night. I appreciate it, Jesus. Very kind words. Stay blessed and much continued success. Keep killing it, and y'all have a great knowledge and banter. Thank you. Appreciate that. Luke, enjoy your Friday night. Go Tigers. You and I will definitely talk tomorrow, Oklahoma, Texas. We'll definitely talk Sunday Lions in Kansas City. And we'll definitely talk when I start whooping you up on these picks. All right?
Hopefully celebrate a little bit tonight.
Yes, that'd be nice.
We need to hit the 1-0 right now.
What's that?
Down 1-0 in the middle of the third.
Damn it. All right. See, they're already end of 3, bottom of the third. They still don't have a run.
Bottom 3. We're about to tie it up.
All right. I hope so.
I'll take the lead. Let's go. Come on.
All right. Have a good night, everybody. Have a great weekend. We'll talk to you soon. Hug somebody, hold somebody, love somebody. Life is short. Take care, all. Bye-bye.